Don't threaten me if you aren't prepared to go through with it. I'm a business owner in a country with very strict libel laws. If you say something bad about someone, doesn't matter if it's true or not, and it costs them money, they can sue you. It's the law in my country and people get sued for it a lot. Just an example, if say you are a man and you are cheating on your wife, and I tell your boss this man is cheating on his wife, and your boss fire you, you can sue me because you lost your job because I told your boss, even though it is true that you are cheating on your wife. Stupid law, I think. If not true, I understand, but if true, why illegal? Anyway, my country is not perfect. So I own a bar. My bar is very successful. I try and take care of my customers, and I'm always at my bar making sure my staff are doing a good job. I also always have events and parties. This I think helps my bar be successful. So not too long ago I moved my bar to a better location, and shortly after the bar owner across the street started to threaten me. She said I was telling people she had illegal people work for her. She said I told people she was selling sex. She said I said she was ripping people off. I didn't do any of this. I don't even know her. I am busy, I got a bar, I got a family, and I got a normal job too. Then one day she sends me message and says I need to pay her $25,000 or she will sue me. I need to pay the $25,000 because it is less than what the court would make me pay. I'm angry. I don't know why I need to pay $25,000 for something I didn't do. I think she was just mad at my success. My boyfriend, who is American, told me I should speak to a lawyer. It was very stressful. I just want to do business and live a happy life. I don't want to fight over stupid stuff. But after a few weeks of her texting me demanding I pay her money, I go to a lawyer. Lawyer told me that I can sue her for blackmail and she can sue me for saying bad things about her. I told my lawyer I didn't say good or bad thing about her, I don't even know her. Lawyer says then that's fine because she will have to prove I said bad things about her. And if I didn't say anything bad about her, then she can't win. But I can prove she tried to blackmail me. If she wants money out of me for saying bad things about her, she needs to sue me, not blackmail me. So I sue her. It took a long time. Very long time. Over 1 year, in fact, with lots of paperwork, back and forth, waiting, very stressful. I was pulling out my hair. I'm just glad my boys keep me happy and focused. And then the day comes. We go in front of a judge. Judge said that she can't prove I said anything bad about her, and since she can't prove I said anything bad, she gets nothing. Judge then told me that I need to get paperwork showing how much money I paid my lawyer. I was smart and I brought it with me. My lawyer was very expensive. Judge then asked how much money my business made. I told judge and I also brought proof. Judge then ordered her to pay 10% of my whole year's money because she was trying to blackmail me, and that is not okay. 10% was a lot of money, a lot more than $25,000 she had to sell her bar to pay me. I was so happy. But you see, she had problem. She couldn't sell her bar. No one wanted to buy it because many people say my bar put her bar out of business, so why do they want to buy it? When they give her price, it very low price, not enough to pay me or give her enough money to do something else. So I told her, let's make deal. You give me your bar and we say everything is even. She said that's too much money, so I promised to pay her a little bit every month as a rent, and she agreed because she had no choice. So I bought her bar. I got it for a very good price because she had to pay me and she had no money. In my country, a judge tells you that you have to pay something, and if you can't pay it, then one day they will send you to jail. So I took her bar and turned into a restaurant which is also doing good. Now I have a good bar, a good restaurant, and I'm happy again. It was very stressful 18 months. I didn't want to fight her. I don't know why she tried to fight me. I think she was just mad. She was always mad and mean, which is why I think no one liked her. Now to the comments. To avoid competition, this lady ended up destroying her business. She then had to rent out that building to her competitor at a rate below market value so you could run a second successful business. Holy shit, this is the biggest justice boner I have ever had. OP replied, just to be clear, her bar, like my bar, is in a big building, very big building. She owned a floor of that building. She had to sell it to pay me but could not sell it for high enough price. So I said give me your floor, and I say that is you paying me. But she said that's crazy, I need little bit monthly money. So we agree I pay her a little bit every month, I own her floor and I pay her every month for a few years. This is the type of story I like. Good that you won, and you showed compassion by providing her some money so she's not starving on the streets. You're a good person. You def aren't in the US. Good job. OP replied, I am not. I went to US first time to visit my boyfriend family 2 months ago. His family is from Arizona. But a lot of foreigners come to my bar. I think he just meant that you definitely aren't in the US because the laws are very different here in the US. It is a very clear legal standard, in the US, that truth is an absolute defense against libel. Where's this bar? I'm thirsty. May I join you? Wow, this is probably the first English isn't my language post that actually seems like English isn't Op's first language. And yet it was still better written than some things I have seen from people who only speak English. Why you have to be so mean? Oh, I like the way you write. It may not be 100% correct but I like it. You get your point across really well. Well, that's what happens when you understand English but not the grammar. You do literal translations which often sound dumbed down but I like that, because it's simple and works. It's also straight to the ducking point. Lol. Nothing worse than 8 sentences building up to the story that really have no reason to be in it. Well, to explain you need some backstory. You see, Sarah's back has always had issues and on this day, she was wearing her green sweater instead of her normal yellow sweater. Or they had in their own thought commentary dragging it out even more, and then I'm left sitting there thinking, how in the duck does this have anything to do with your story? Unless it's really well written, people need to lay off the novels. Where are you from? OP replied, I live in Korea. I am not from Korea, but I am now Korean citizen. It's a long story. Nice. If it's in Seoul, I'll have to drop by on my next visit. I had no idea that Korea has such strict libel laws, but I guess it makes sense since face is so important. Stupid law, I think. If not true, I understand, but if true, why illegal? US law agrees with you. Truth is an absolute defense to defamation. Remember that defamation is a false statement of fact. So, if the statement was accurate, then by definition it wasn't defamatory. OP replied, in my country, it does not matter if it's true or not, only if it's bad. So, you could get sued for defamation because you left a negative review on a crappy product. What kind of nonsense is that? This is the best pro-revenge in a long time. The person taking revenge did nothing wrong, and everything right, while the person upon whom the revenge was visited utterly destroyed themselves. Looks like a fortune teller told her that if things went to court, you will be behind bars. Good story. 2 thoughts. 1 year is not at all an unusual amount of time for a lawsuit to take in the USA either. Also, there is something good to be said for having a competing bar across the street. I have a friend who opened a small bar and stage in a rundown but up-and-coming section of our city. At the time, there were vacant spaces for bars and restaurants across and down the street. My friend said he was hoping that someone would buy them and open up other bars. His thinking was that, with a couple of more clubs in the area, the neighborhood would become a destination for people from the wider city and state. He was right. He was making pretty good money on nights when small touring acts would come through. Now he also makes money even when nobody is playing. People get bored at bars sometimes and they cross the street just to check out the action there. So, while a bar owner might get a smaller share of the pot is bigger. This was almost 10 years ago. The area is now starting to thrive. 5 concert clubs, a couple of restaurants, a tattoo shop, a new health center and a dozen or so retail spots. Property prices up 38% last year alone. So, while it's nice to be the only bar in the village, it's often better to be just another bar in the city. OP replied. You are right, I never see a new bar open and my business go down. I see more people though. Not too long ago a new bar opened near me, real nice one. They do lots of ads and promotion and they get a lot of business. A lot of customers that went to their bar also come to my bar.